I feel like I'm going to be on a very convoluted walking path, but it's the path I was shown on Google Maps. What are you going to do? Especially when you don't have a GPS on your phone. Hey guys, and welcome to Wednesday. Starting to get the hang of what day it is, I think. Yep. Right now I'm walking to see if I can figure out how to get to the shooting range that Holden was talking about. So far, it seems like he and I are the only ones going. He's going for a number of hours, so I'm probably not going to stick around too long, but we'll see what happens. I've never held a gun before, so this will be interesting. On a side note, earlier, I was trying to record something and then my battery died, so I'm like, okay, I'll download the memory off my camera. Click into the laptop. Why is it not popping up? The thing's not popping up. So I kept like unplugging and replugging the memory card in, and for some reason it wasn't working. It took me a number of times to get it to finally work. I ended up blowing in the thing. And by the thing, I mean the part in the laptop that you put the USB drive in, or not the USB drive, the memory card in. So that was fun. And I'm like, okay, I'll just work on this while camera's charging. It's like, nope. So I tried to film a little bit more with once the battery was done. So I'm like, okay, I don't have much time to start working on anything. And then memory card's locked. I don't know what that means. So I'm using my spare memory card until I figure that out. Fun times. Can I just say, in all my years of living in this area, I've never been up here before. This is really weird. I really don't even know if I'm going the right way, because on the map it said potential change depending on where you can and can't walk, so I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. All I know is that I'm supposed to look for a Richard Road, but I know that it's a good stretch of freeway for this part. So maybe I should have gone on the bridge over there. But hey, worst comes to worst, I get a lot of exercise out of this. I don't know, it said I should be walking for about 22 minutes. Not that I trust the timing on that thing, but there's gotta be some place to cross at some point. I don't think I could go right on a Richard Road if there wasn't one. So we'll see. That's about an hour and a half worth of shooting there. Not bad for the first time. Here's a convoluted thing I want to mention. There's a bus stop right over there. Like right where that bus is going, you might not have seen. Yeah, apparently any bus that would pick me up right there, it would take me to Seattle, then I would have to transfer to get on a bus to Mercer Island. That's double the traffic at this time, because it's just about 5 o'clock and this is like prime time traffic, so no, not happening. So I'm gonna head into the Factoria area and eat, because I have not eaten much today at all, and I'm very fatigued. So, shooting a gun for the first time. It's hard. I mean, that's a duh, but it was really tricky for me in a way. The sound kept getting me every time. I don't know if I could ever get used to that sound. It didn't help that sometimes there would be louder guns shooting as well in the same range, and I'm pretty sure one of them was a shotgun. It freaked me out every time. Just like, I don't know why. The sound scares me, like, internally a lot. And every time I got used to it, it would die down for like 5 minutes maybe, and I would flinch again at the first gunshot, which made it pretty difficult to aim, because I flinched a little bit every time I heard a gunshot. So if I ever want to become a shooter of any kind, I have to work on that, but I don't see that happening.
This is why I'm more of like a swords person or a weapon, like a hand weapon that doesn't shoot. Unless it's bow and arrow. Bow and arrow I'd love to learn how to use because it's silent. And for some reason it's like one of my favorite weapons in this Zelda series. I enjoy aiming with that. Even if it's like the lock-on aim or the aim that's just really, I know where to place it. It makes me feel powerful when I can use a bow. I've only ever used a bow and arrow in 8th grade, when for some reason it was a part of our PE unit, archery. But as you saw earlier, the shots I made were at least very consistent. There were a few I kind of hit in the same area that were not the center, but that was still pretty consistent. I'd call that pretty good for a first time. And Holden really helped me out a lot with making sure it's like I knew how to do things, and it's like, okay, proper procedure, okay. Here's the fun part. Like, seriously, just pulling on the trigger, scariest part of the entire thing. Not only because I knew there was going to be kickback, but the sound, and shooting the gun myself, I could never prepare for the sound. It was freaky. And it died down a little. Actually, it's pretty much better now. There might be a slight bruise on my knuckle, but I couldn't ever really hold the gun quite right. I don't know why. If it's like my finger couldn't wrap around it just right, or I don't know. I kind of have small hands, I guess. Not really. But I could never get it lined up properly either, which is why I kind of had some redness on my knuckle. It was hitting against the knuckle rather than the meat of my hand. And for some reason, I understood what I had to do, but it's one of those, in theory I get it, in practice I need to work on it, I guess. It just didn't make sense when I was trying to do it. But it's something I've always wanted to try. I've done it. Woo! The invisible bucket list, I guess. I don't really have a bucket list. Maybe I should make one day. I didn't update today, but that's because I went to the shooting range, and then I actually ended up chatting with two of the guys from Everything Nintendo for a while, and we did a little bit of filming, or recording for a video. And hopefully it'll be up tomorrow, but we'll see about that. I think that's actually about it. Tired, need to go to bed. Don't particularly want to, but I still need to. Oh well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you again tomorrow for more fun times. Doodles.